welcome to Smack Talk, a show where we discuss all sorts of crap. I am your host, Professor Tosspot. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule of looking at pictures of kittens and boobies to see this humble internet video. Today's topic is a subject that is close to my heart, as I'm sure it is yours, and that is video games! I hope this is giving you a seizure.
Video games. Such a wonderful form of escapism. Just look at how cute and sweet they are. There could not be a single bad bone in its fuzzy little body. Wrong! Video games are evil. They are extremely violent and as gory as drunken surgery. They're filled to the brim with corruption. Not to mention they're as addictive as Facebook and heroin combined. And fiendish video game companies want your monies because someone has to snort cocaine off a young Filipino boy.
Yes, it appears video games have an image problem. No thanks to the media, who considers them competition, because some people would rather shoot monsters in the face than watch another episode of Downton Abbey.
I gather you've launched into pigs these days.
Yes.
Case in point. The stuffy bastards at the BBC commissioned a panorama investigation in 2009 that demonized video games. It showed images of children crying from gaming too much, or just suffering constipation, and visuals of gaming addiction spreading across England like cyber chlamydia. It's not just addiction that's in the spotlight. When anyone nuttier than squirrel shit goes on a rampage, the media always blames video games as an influence.
But there just isn't enough research to suggest that playing violent games will make you violent. I myself play video games, and to date I've only killed 3 people, and in my defense, they were homeless. So, what are these psychopaths playing on their murder boxes? Well, usually the same offenders come up every time.
Such as Grand Theft Auto, which teaches kids how to steal cars and kill hookers. You know, the important life skills. But the game that truly glorifies violence and warfare is Call of Bloody Duty.
America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah! America, fuck yeah! Freedom is the only way, yeah!
Call of Duty has you play as a trigger-happy soldier who kills anyone who had the audacity to be born in a third-world country. The game smacks you in the face with American pride as you shoot people with freedom bullets and blow up buildings to make way for a new Starbucks. Personally, I think it would be more realistic to play as a special ops soldier dealing with post-traumatic stress caused by the horrors of war.
Another controversial subject surrounding video games is that of feminism, a hot topic which has many gamers foaming at the mouth or frothing at the loins. The portrayal of women in video games and the big bad boobies has been hotly debated a lot more frequently as video games become more mainstream and accessible. One character that comes under fire by feminists is that of the titular Lara Croft, excuse the pun.
It's no surprise then that game developers have tried to address this by attempting to give Lara a bit more depth in the recent grim dark reboot of Tomb Raider. Unfortunately, it comes off as very shallow. Lara Croft, voiced by Camilla Luddington.
I walked in on her and the DirecTV guy once. She had a finger up his ass.
Up his ass?
Yeah.
Anyway, Lara Croft finds herself stranded on an island inhabited almost exclusively by very rapey men. And it's up to Lara to become a hero and save the day. The developers wanted the new Lara to be relatable and more emotional, but the game is really inconsistent in that regard. One moment she's lamenting over killing Bambi's mum, and then minutes later she's gunning down men like an inhuman death machine. Say what you want about the old Lara Croft, at least she had grace and finesse. The new Lara is more of a damsel in distress by getting constantly caught and spending most of her time being a crybaby.
It's so horrible. It's all my fault.
No, suck it up.
True gamers, boys and girls, just want to play video games. We don't care about social justice issues, we just want to play games and have fun. Is Commander Shepard getting enough lesbian sex? I don't know. I'm more concerned about the evil aliens trying to turn humanity into soup. Video game addiction, violence, feminism, these controversies just create publicity for games, and publicity makes publishers money. It's just another form of attention seeking. Speaking of which,
E3! An event that occurs every year and sees the gaming industry get on stage and create hype and marketing, which leads to the inevitable bickering over which gaming console is better.
what they don't mention at these big conventions is that all consoles are manufactured by a Chinese company called Foxconn, who is notorious for human rights violations. But don't think about that as you coo over your shiny box of validation. And now, here's a list of all the reported Foxconn employee suicides.
There was a time when game developers would release demos of their games, or even footage of the actual game. But fearing that their game might come off as a steaming turd, they've taken to releasing cinematic trailers. They're sort of mini action-packed films that give you the gist of the game, except not really. They never show gameplay and never have the same quality of visuals. And once you've seen one cinematic trailer, you've seen them all, and you'd be forgiven for thinking they all look rather samey. Here's the trailer for BioShock Infinite. Now the upcoming Thief game. And here's Dishonored.
If there was ever a word to describe the current game industry, unoriginal would be it. Once a game mechanic becomes popular, you'll start to see it in other games, and soon the same set pieces crop up in a different game. The gaming market is saturated with generic fantasy settings, and I hope you like zombies. Here, have some more, and some more, and some more! Despite what you may think, I do actually like video games. It's just, I don't like the video game industry.
Video games themselves are a fantastic interactive storytelling medium. They can have interesting characterization and narrative. Some have very pretty visuals. Some make you think creatively and critically. And video games can also offer you rich, unforgettable experiences. I've fought off the Orwellian Combine in Half-Life 2. I've seen the desert world Karak burning in the brilliant space opera Homeworld. And I've molested people on trains in Rape Lay.
That is to say, I probably shouldn't have said anything.
That's all we have time for. But as the credits roll, gaze upon this epic footage of the most dramatic game ever made. Forklift Simulator.
Can somebody please get this hand out of my ass?